I'm now going to show you how to make pages for this book using cardstock if you can't get hold of the 8x8 cards. I had one lady get in touch with me and she said in the States you can't get hold of 8x8 craft cards. So I'm going to show you now how to make your pages out of cardstock. So what you're going to need for this is some 12x12 cardstock. I'm using kraft card here, and then we need to cut this down to 4 inches by 11 1/4. So let's do 4 inches there, just line that all up. And then we need to then trim this down to 11 1/4. Okay. And what you're going to do is this little piece that you have, this little piece here that I've just trimmed off that piece there, don't throw that away, keep that because we're going to need that. So just leave that to one side for a moment. Then get your scoreboard, and then we're going to do some scoring. First score line we're going to do is 3 1/2. So we need to score 3 1/2, and then at 7 1/2. And I'm going to flip over and double score like I do. 3 1/2 and 7 1/2 to bring my board in. So we just burnish that fold line down. This is going to be the pocket area, and I'm going to burnish this end down. Now at this stage, so you don't get in a muddle, this is the 3 1/2, that's the 7 1/2. So this is going to fold over to make your pocket. This is going to be your flap. So I'm going to get my corner round and at this stage, and I'm just going to round the corners. Then that way you're not going to get in a muddle which end is which. Okay, the corner rounder needs emptying. Let's see. Okay, so that's that. And then this end here is where I'm going to put my pocket shape, which I'm using the same punch. So it just means that you can make this little book as well if, like in America, you can't get hold of the 8x8 craft card. Again, keep these to one side, they will come in handy for another project. The next thing we need to do is to put an extra score line in to help give this little bit of extra, takes it up a little bit, so it just allows room to put the tag in, etc. Okay, and what we're going to do is we've got this score line here, this is our top flap, so I'm going to put it right up to the corner because we're only going to score it 1/8 inch. So if you just tuck it up to one side on your scoreboard and give that a score. Okay, you can see that in the light. Okay, the sun is shining through my window here today, it's beautiful. And I'm just going to pull that forward to make that extra score line, which I can then burnish. So I've burnished that one as well. I've then got my 2 score lines together, if you see. So it's just that small amount that gives it a little bit more movement for when you're doing your pockets. This is the stage then where we're going to ink our edges. So I'll just go ahead and do this with you as well. So this is purely showing you a different way. If you don't have craft cards, or you can't get hold of craft card from your craft store or online, you can do this using 12x12 cardstock. And being that it's 4 by 11 1/4, you could possibly do this as well with your A4 cardstock as well. So, and I know in America you can get A4, and I know it's slightly bigger size than ours as well. But what I will do is I'll put the measurements of this alternative page with the scoring on my website, dawnsinspirations.com. So you can always pop over to there and I'll have the measurements written down for you. Okay, I'll just around these edges with you because I'll make this page together with you so you know exactly what you're doing. But it's very much now the same as the original. So just popping some ink around these edges. I find it easier to ink before I glue with these, purely because then you can get in this nice filigree shape. Again, if you don't have a punch that's got that shape, do not worry at all. You can use any punch you like, or just do a half circle one, do whatever you like. I've just done it like that because it meant I could put my names in. Now you know this piece we had left. Next thing we need to do is to trim that straight away in half. So I'm just going to pop it in my paper trimmer. I'll just get that in there. Trim that in half. Okay. Now this needs to measure this length here. So I'll just get an eyeball, get my scissors. Snip that piece off. So do the same on this one as well. Okay. Then get the scoreboard again, and we need to just do a score line down the middle of this. So it doesn't matter whereabouts you put it in your ball, wherever's easiest. This tiny little piece isn't always easy to put right on the edge of the scoreboard. I'm going to turn it over and double score it again. That's one. I'm going to do the second one. So even using this way, you're not throwing any of your cardstock away, okay? So, because this little bit is going to be the gusset for our pockets. By making your cards, your pockets this way, the only thing you're going to have missing is your photo mat. So you will have to buy or use some extra cardstock for that. I mean, if you're using a piece of 12 by 12, you can get 3 of these pages out of a sheet of 12 by 12. So you need 12 pages, so that's 4 sheets, but then you need all your photo mats as well, so you'll need to allow some extra sheets of card or craft card for your photo mats. So I think you could possibly get away with 1 sheet just for your photo mats, because your photo mats are, if I remember correctly, just measure this one, they're 3.5, yeah, 3.5 by 3 3/4, so you're going to get 9, yeah, you're going to get 9 out of 1 sheet, so you're going to need 2 extra sheets as well for your photo mats. Okay, so then I'm going to pop some of my glue along here. This is my Calal glue, but I've got it in this nice fine top applicator that I've purchased, which is marvellous. So I'm going to put my little gussets on there. Push that down. Same on this side. This just allows your little photo mats to go in and out the pocket easily. I did try just sticking it straight down with some adhesive, but it was far too tight to have the photo mat slide in and out, and that's why I've used a little gusset. But we're not wasting anything because it's actually some of the paper that we had left from cutting the size we need for the page. Just put my lid on there. I'm going to fold this over. That will then stick down. Give that some time to take off. So that is the alternative way of making your pages, bringing the book here, of making your pages to go in your album. So if you can't get hold of your craft cards, the 8x8, you can still go ahead and make the mini album using either A4 or 12 by 12 craft cardstock. And then you just assemble the album in the way that I have through the rest of the video. So that's just showing you can still go ahead and make your pages just the same as well. So I hope that's been helpful for you ladies in the States that can't get hold of the 8x8 cards. So that's the alternative page for the Place in Time mini birthday book. So I'm Dawn from Dawn's Inspirations. If you want the measurements for the cutting and scoring of this, as I say, I'll put these over on my website, dawnsinspirations.com. So I do hope you enjoy making this album, either with the cards or with the paper or the cardstock. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye for now.